You want the price reductions, like the big ones, like the 30, 40, 50, $60,000 reductions that people seem to always ask for. Today, the map that's right over here that we're gonna pull over, that's the one that's gonna show that to you. We're kind of clicking through it, looking at some places. The one I was just looking at had almost $50,000 in price reductions on a brand new home. And these are not like small homes. These are big deal homes, and really some of the best places you probably want to buy in DFW 2025 and beyond. So if you've missed them, we've done 2 parts on this already. We're looking at the map, looking at price points, and we're breaking it down kind of as we go up. Today, this gets us into our northern range of our price points. So really anything above 600. I'm gonna show you, if you've got that kind of budget, where you're gonna be looking in 2025 to buy the best deal. So I'm gonna move over here in a second, grab the board, and we're gonna walk through it all again, kind of point out some things, show you where you might want to consider looking if you're buying new construction DFW 2025. We haven't met before. My name is Zach. My team and I, this is what we do. We do new construction real estate. It's our specialty. So I want to help you along the way. So I'm gonna go over to the board, show you a couple things. And yes, this does finally unlock a couple of those places a lot of you ask me about. So let's go check it out on the board. This map, I think, will be fun. I've had fun doing all of these, but I think you guys will appreciate this. So this is the north of a 620 map. And I actually, it's like 620 to like 1.2 because there's a lot of opportunity there. And I understand, like, moving in that space, you're like, oh, there's a lot going on there, right? So like 620 to like $1 million, that's a big jump in price, but it kind of covers a wide range. We'll hone in on some things. I'll probably pull up the calculator here in a minute and show you what that looks like from a pricing standpoint. But so let's get to the map. North of 600, I want to show you, this finally gives you access into Prosper, Frisco, some really cool things in McKinney, because I know a lot of people ask, and like, you see that, especially if you're not here in DFW, you're like, oh, and people talk about, oh, I should go to Prosper, oh, I should go to Frisco. Really cool opportunities, really fun stuff. This area has grown incredibly quickly, and so it is pushed pricing way to the north. So we will actually jump in and look there. There are some other options I think you should consider, and I'll show you that in terms of like, hey, if we're spending this here, what does that translate to, down somewhere else? Let me clear my little red thing. And let's just kind of zoom in and let's take a look. So we'll start where everybody wants to start. Frisco, Prosper area. So this like 75 to 121, this corridor, this is where like the Star, where the Cowboys are. This is kind of that area where you're seeing Universal go. This is Toyota, this is PGA. All of these things are kind of all in this area. Of course, you've got McKinney, Allen, shopping. So a lot of growth to the north. So let's just kind of hone in and see what we see here. So we'll just click around. I actually want to see if we can get into, where's it at? So PGA Parkway, you can kind of see this is where all of that's going. So this is Britain. You're gonna be like, Zach, who's Britain? Britain is the higher end big brother of Perry. So we've talked about Perry Homes before. Britain is their like high luxury line. So you'll see Britain. So this is, we went way high, and I didn't mean to start here. I'm really sorry. I just kind of clicked on it, but this is Fields. This is one of those new subdivisions. You'll see a lot of people talk about this. This is a really cool area, North Frisco area. It is not gonna be cheap, but it's gonna be like, it's golf and shopping, and there's custom home stuff. I mean, pricing starts for this neighborhood in the 700s and then runs up from there. So I've clicked on it. So we'll take a look at it. So this is 3,600 square feet. It was 1,321. It is now 1.1. So this is where you start seeing those big, when I was telling you earlier, price reductions. Like it feels counterintuitive, but the higher you go in pricing, the more you start to see those reductions. So like, you're not going to see at a $350,000 purchase price, you're not going to see that price come down $100,000. You might see it come down 10 to 20. We go north on these pricings. This is where you start seeing these like $100,000 drops. Part of it's marketing, part of it's the market. They've got more margin, to be honest, to move on those things. So we get above 5, 6, 700. That's where we start seeing those 40, 50, 60, 70, $80,000 or more price reductions. So we've got this one here. Let's take a look at it. And here's what's crazy to me. Even at $1.2 million or $1.1 million on a price point, look at how close these houses still are. So this is like, that's probably still like a 40 or 50 foot lot at over $1 million. Again, I understand people are buying it and people like it. I think it's kind of crazy, if I'm honest, right? And I'm just kind of here to be honest. So we'll look at it, kind of see, you know, representative photos of floor plan home. I mean, it's very beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Gorgeous home at 1.19. Probably got a little bit more room to move on that, especially with it being move-in ready. So we'll back out of that one. Let's see if I can go not show you something that's $1 million. Let's come up north into, let's see if we can get into Windsong. Tradition, no, I said not $1 million. What did I do? I clicked on $1 million. 1.174. This is Windsong Ranch, another community that people love to try to get into. So you can kind of see, even looking here, 4,300 square feet on this one. Tradition builds a beautiful, beautiful home, solid quality there. Again, move-in ready, November completion. So depending on when you're seeing this, Windsong Ranch could be an option. Let's see. This is Union Park. We've talked about this one before. This is Little Elm, Aubrey area. This is going to be Denton ISD. So this is Tri-Point. And here's what I was talking about. So look, $698 originally, dropped to $668. There's probably another maybe 10 or 15 to move on that, depending on when you're seeing the video, but depending on how long the inventory is sitting. The best way to know that, like, honestly, is to connect with us. We have these, I hear these from builders all the time, have these conversations. They're in my emails. They're like, hey, we've got this going on. We really can move and make some pricing make sense. Like, here's our incentive. Here's a little bit more that we could do. So we're staying kind of in this northern region. Let's just see if we can get, this should be Painted Tree, I think. Let's see. This is the Painted Tree neighborhood. This is one of the big ones that's coming in McKinney. Like, it's going to be massive. A lot of people are really excited about this one. They were waitlisting this for a long time. They do now have inventory and they have build opportunities available. So this is a David Weekly home. I do like their stuff. Again, seeing price reductions, $724 down to $674. This home is a 2,200 square feet. So actually more on the, like, what you would see starter home wise, but with a little bit higher of a price point. So you're thinking, hey, we want to be in McKinney. We want those school districts, 2,200 square feet, $674 plus their incentive money. So you can kind of see as we're talking, especially in this northern corridor. Can we get into, let's see, who is this? This is Mosaic. We've talked about Mosaic before. They got that's gonna be an awesome community in Salina. Phase 2 is opening up. All of those builders sold phase 1 super quickly. It's getting its own lazy river. So Mosaic, Highland, over $1 million. Do have some smaller lots in there, those 40-foot lots. I'll show you what, like, pricing starts at to be there. So to be in this Frisco, Prosper, like right here area, this is the price point you're going to be shopping at. You're very quickly going to approach $1 million super quick. So let's just kind of see if I can find something under, let's see, First Texas. Okay, here's a First Texas in Salina. This is Edgewood Creek. Was $710, dropped it to $674, 3,200 square feet. So again, we're seeing some price reductions right here. I don't know how long we're gonna see those. Like, I don't know if it's pricing just to kind of move homes. What I kind of worry about, if I'm honest, is some of those people that bought at those higher price points. So this is where I will tell you, like, new construction, you've kind of got to watch it a little bit on, if you're buying a home, you need to plan on being in there for a couple of years to wait out all of the builders, right? Because if you're trying to sell while a builder is selling or while they're opening their new phase, there's a good chance they can probably undercut you on pricing and incentives. So we just have to be careful with things like that. Let's get out of this area and let's kind of come, so we're looking at the map. Let's come back down to the east. So I want to show you, again, this price point opens up Rockwall proper, not Fate, but actually being in Rockwall, both Rockwall or like McLennan, Chisholm, Heath, north and south. If you want to be out that way, I think there's some really good buys here. Couple communities on the north side that we would talk about that we've looked at. So this is Saddle Star. This is right over on the north side. So there's a couple of these communities right on the north side that are kind of more boutique style communities. And when I say that, I mean not those big, massive communities. These are going to be under 1,000 homes. Some of them are not going to have massive amenity centers. Some of them are going to have a little bit of a pool. But in Rockwall, almost 3,000 square feet. It was $799. They couldn't sell it for $799, so they said, hey, let's go up a little higher. Let's make it $803. Why they do that? Don't get me lying to you. I don't know. This is Quail Hollow. We've shown this community before too. Like I showed you guys this one when this was nothing. This is kind of in their first phase. They are they have lots available up to 82 feet to build on with some of these builders. So again, same thing, 803. We're down $20,000 at 2,600 square feet. So this kind of gets you, when you're looking at the Highland plans in general, and a lot of for the builders, when you start getting into numbered plans, that's where you start getting into their higher end product, right? So like Quail Hollow would be a higher end community for Highland. You've got Quail Hollow, Star Trail. There's another one. Let's see if I can get it to pop. Where's that? Rockwall. So this is Nelson Lakes. We've got, let's see if we can find a price reduction in here. Windsor's got some options in here. Windsor's another one of those cool builders. They're in a couple communities out here. Winding Creek is like a third of acre properties. It's them and it's Shattuck. That would be a cool option. Those are going to be 700 to about $1 million, give or take. But this community, so 674 at 2,700 square feet. This is right across from the new, let's just find another one in this neighborhood. Let's see. Another price section, Pace Setter. So 3,800 square feet in Rockwall at 738. This neighborhood, Nelson Lakes, is right across from the new freshman center that Rockwall just built. So you could do that. Again, lots of options there. You can kind of come down to the south side of Rockwall. We can look at, what is this neighborhood? So Sonoma Verde, we've talked about them before. Bloomfield, Castle Rock, Highland, got some really good options in there, like some 70-foot lot options, which is really cool. So let's just kind of click in and see. Okay, this is that same community we were talking about. This is where in the beginning of the video, I was talking about that massive price reduction. Look at this, 738 down to 699. This is 3,300 square feet in Sonoma Verde, move-in ready. They've got some of these options on 50s, some 70, all of their 70-foots are like in that greenbelt space, super awesome. Castle Rock has got some stuff in there that you could take a look at that I know that they probably need to get moving on. $20,000 on a price reduction there, get you into Rockwall. We could also kind of come down. One of the other big communities people like is it, Partners in Building? Is this Heath Golf and Yacht Club? A lot of people are starting to ask me about this. This is kind of on the Heath side. So Partners in Building, original list price, check this out, $949 down to $899, 3,400 square feet. Another really good builder to take a look at if you want to be in the Rockwall area. So this gets you there. Okay, I want to do this. Let me go back. Let me just look at this. So like, actually, so Rockwall options in there. You've also got Wylie. I really like this Wylie, Saxe, Murphy area. So this neighborhood, so this is Coventry. This is Dominion of Pleasant Valley, 701 at 3,200 square feet, a little bit larger lots. First Texas in Rowlett, if you want to go there. Trails of Cottonwood Creek. This is a new neighborhood that just kind of opened. You could also look in this like Lucas, St. Paul area, this neighborhood. This should be Inspiration. So Castle Rock is in there, First Texas, Brightland, tons of options. And again, when you can look up here and you can see there, you're going to hit $1 million very quickly, but you can also come east and get a lot more, I think, value for your money for what's there. I told you in the last video, I hid this one in there. Justin, North Lake area. If you're looking for the Fort Worth side, this is kind of where I would consider looking. This is one of those places I think is going to be a hot spot in 2025. So things like, Pecan Square, Harvest. So DREIS has got, check this out. DREIS has got a custom home in Creek Meadows. So this is 1 acre at 1.1. Again, I'm trying not to show you guys $1 million property. Like if you want to buy $1 million, I'll help you buy it. But I know like realistically, that's not a thing for a lot of people. So I'm trying to get into some things that like show a little bit more realistically. So this is Justin, Bloomfield home, 3-car garage, 3,700 square feet. It's not bad. Got a good look to it. Was $698, again, $632. These are those places, again, north of 600, where you start seeing the biggest movement in pricing, and we can probably pull some incentive money Not probably. We will pull in some money on top of that. And there's probably a little bit more room to negotiate, 10, maybe 15, depending on the builder and how they look at it. We just got to know where to look, where to go. And then we'll finish up on the map, finish it up kind of down here, Midlothian, Mansfield, Waxahachie. I keep hitting this in every video. This is another one of those places, like if you don't need to be on the north side of the Metroplex and you're like, hey, we're like, we don't work up there. Like we can find our jobs are, either we're remote or, we're working maybe in downtown or you're working in one of like this. I keep trying to tell people the southern part of the Metroplex, I think there's going to be a lot of options and opportunities here. So let's just see like Midlothian, for example. So 3,200 square feet on an acre, 815, got a Grand, Bloomfield, Sandlin, AGC. So there's some custom stuff in here. I'm trying to see, I think Perry's got a neighborhood that they're in. First Texas, Grand. There it is. Okay, we've got almost $100,000 price reduction right here. Look at this. So 817 to 724. My wife's the math teacher, not me. I need to do my math. So 817, 724, $93,000 on a price reduction in Midlothian. Down in Ellis County, so 3,400 square foot home, beautiful. Perry builds a beautiful, beautiful home. Guys, I just trying to show you the map. I'm trying to give you options. Let me go. Let's finish up here. So we've looked at a couple communities to show you to take a look at and consider. If you're looking to the north, so you start clicking in Highland, Perry, Toll Brothers, NTREIS, Pace Center, those kind of higher, those are where I would look on this price point. So you could come and look and you can say, hey, we want to go to Star Trails. This is Prosper. It's going to start at 780 to get into there. Mosaic, I was talking about that earlier. Again, 40-foot lots, 40 foot. So touching your neighbors, starting at the 570s for Mosaic. We've got Sandbrook Ranch. We've talked about that one a ton. 70-foot lots at 690. Astor Park. This is another new one in Salina, so 50 feet starting at 680. There is, if you Painted Tree, we were talking about that one. Okay, so Mustang Lakes, you could get into Mustang Lakes, but just be careful. Just know if you care about your school districts, half of it is Prosper ISD, half of it is Salina ISD, so just make sure you know accordingly. 60 foot starting in the Mills, 86 at 1.1. That's going to be probably their Huntington series, which is Highlands. It's kind of like Britain to Perry. It's Highlands higher end, so you can look there. We've got, if you're looking, a couple of the other communities I was talking about, that then again, this is not just like Highland. This is where you see them, you see a lot of good quality builders. So I'm just using their map as a reference point. Quail Hollow, these are the 62, 72, 82s. So 82s from the 800s. We've got the Sonoma Verde one, so 700 or 70s from the 600s. That's where you're seeing those deals. And I want to show you, so like they're saying, hey, a 425 fixed or 525 fixed, 425 intro. Let's take a look at this, because I want to show you what this actually looks like in terms of, let's price this out, right? Because people are always curious. So where was that home? Here's this one, that same 699 one. So 699 at a 425 interest rate. Let me pull my calculator out. Okay, so we've got, what is this? So 699, 7 whatever. So we'll just say 699 even. We'll figure a 525 interest rate. 52, good Lord, 525. We're gonna put 5% down on this deal because it's kind of a go conventional. And let me see, let's set our tax rate. I think the tax rate right out here is like right at 2. So we're gonna figure that and then figure our insurance by 1,800. So at 699, 5% down, we're looking at about a $5,300 monthly payment. So I'll give you these numbers. Like I said, $699 purchase price, 5% down, 5.25 on the rate, or 425 for the first year. So at 425 for the first year, we're looking at a $4,900 payment estimated. Like this is just like, I'm just kind of giving you ballpark numbers. So principal and interest on something like that is $3,266 roughly. You're spending about $1,000 a month in taxes, and then insurance, about 150, 175, give or take. Ballparking, like I said, right at about $5,000 a month with 5% down. So that's where that math kind of plays in, right? And then of course we jump it up. Let's just say, hey, we want to buy, let's just say, hey, you know what, Zach, we want to go up north and let's find that. Let's say, hey, we like that Britain one at, you know, 1149, so 1149. On this one, you're probably putting a little bit more than 5% down. Let's assuming you're putting the 20% down on this deal because you've probably made a little bit of money and you're putting it down at a 20% down payment at a 5.25 interest rate. Because again, we're using builder money to get us to these places. 20% down on $1,149,000. You're looking at a monthly payment around $7,300 a month, give or take. Again, and I'm assuming you're putting some serious coinage down. And this is not a first-time property, right? So, but if you're looking in these kind of spaces, this north of 600 to about $1 million, $1.2 million, you have lots of opportunities. Again, I would love to help you. If you've missed any of the, you're like, Zach, this is not me. We've done 2 others. We did like the under 400s, and then we did like the 4 to 6s. We've got this one. And then of course we're going to do the one that everybody wants to know is like, hey, where can we find like the acreage? Like, I don't want to see my freaking neighbors, right? I want like 1/3 of an acre, half acre, but I want to build new and I want to look at that. So that's the other one in this series. So we're going to get to that one. So if you miss those other ones, go back and check them out. And if you're like, I don't even know what to do, shoot me an email, pick up the phone, call me. We're going to make it happen for you in 2025. I think there's a lot of options for you and your family. So let's make that happen for you. Go check out those other ones and we'll see you guys in our next one. Bye.